Alright, cool. I don't care.
So we can get you guys out of here.
I like this because you guys are more candid, so I can be more candid.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
I like
Basically,
it.
have
we've
no
built our-
care or respect for professional livelihood.
That's why I always lead every episode off with a, I don't
still
know how I
here.
still have a job. Whee! What's up, everybody? This is Anthony from ampedairsoft, and I got people just hanging out. We're doing episode 53 of Ask Amp today. Got
He's
Jen
doing the
Leah.
entire episode mute.
Yeah, we can. Maybe he'll sign us answers and stuff. But either way, it's a question and answer show where you submit your questions down below in the doobly-doo, and we answer them, and somehow we keep our jobs. But whatever, let's fucking do it.
Sweet.
Is that awkward turtle? Like, Chet's being super awkward turtle right now.
All right, so this one's from Orbital Airsoft. Is the Retro Arms M4 hop-up worth it? I've been debating the Retro Arms versus the Pro-In. Every forum tells me the Retro is bad, but stores or techs in my area don't seem to carry them. I think I remember you saying you use the Retro hop-up. I could be wrong. I would love your opinion. Okay, I use the Retro hop-up and I like it. Some people don't.
I've never even heard of
I've never heard of it either.
The Retro Arms
I just,
hop-up.
I just
I've
like
heard
the
of Pro-In.
comment, like, everyone hates it and no one carries it, so I can't get it, but just in case.
Just in case. Are you
Please verify that it sucks or that I hate it for me. It's
So
basically,
like,
yeah.
okay, so basically usually what happens with like airsoft crap is that like one or two really vocal people hate something.
True.
And that just
Yeah.
flips the entire script.
It's like a
Yeah.
wildfire.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
wildfire.
Like
And they're
90%.
usually texts.
Yeah, and 90% of the time, most people who say they hate it have never touched it.
Yeah.
That's the thing that's
True.
usually hilarious. Me personally, I own a Retro Arms hop-up. It's in the gun I currently use. It shoots bonkers. I like it. That's
There you
it.
go.
That's all I got. I mean, I don't hate it. I've had Pro-Wins too. I like Pro-Wins. Pro-Wins are fine.
Yeah.
Alright. I have no input, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
Let's
All
keep
right.
on.
There you go. Grab another question. Let's keep it rolling.
Sweet.
Oh, it's easy. We don't know.
awesome. Oh my god, this
None
is
of us
a
have-
novel.
You left the paragraphs in there?
Wow.
Jesus.
Some of them, you know.
Oh, he put hashtags too.
Yeah,
that's why.
they like to do that to us now.
Wow.
don't think they ever stop.
Hi Matt, Anthony, and whoever.
Aw.
It fits.
I'm
Hey,
whoever.
whoever.
I am using a Full Metal Frankenstein Airsoft M16A4 for like 2 years now. Good side, I am laughing my ass off if somebody is bitching about how heavy his Mark 18 or even better CM16 is. Bad side, I figured out how
I
to.
haven't figured out.
Oh, I haven't figured out how to properly breach without knocking against shit. So I am planning to switch to a Crytek SPR because I don't want to be depending on man, there's so many weird
Honest.
grammar type of sidearm or a battle boo. Anthony, do you have a good tip? Have a good time and thanks for the show. Hashtag
Phrasing.
Have a good
20,
time.
20 inch for the
Phrasing.
win. Hashtag greetings from Germany. Hashtag banana pants. Hashtag,
Germany. Okay, so that makes
Hashtag
sense.
Turner
Okay.
pants out of grouping. Hashtag GMR. Hashtag GMRP. Hashtag shut the fuck up. Stupid GMR reactor.
We get a lot of German kids.
Apparently so. You guys must be a big thing in Europe.
I don't know. I don't get it.
That's what they say.
I don't think I'm worth listening to. But so,
Honestly, it just sounds like he just needs to buy a new gun. Like,
Well, I like how he's
Actually-
trying to go from an M16 to an SPR where you're only shaving off like 4 inches maybe.
yeah, it's a 16-inch
Yeah.
barreled gun,
Yeah.
but it has a collapsible stock. There's that. I mean, when I was in the Army, I had an M16.
yeah.
I didn't get my M4 till much later, so I had to learn how to do everything with an M16.
Yeah, I had an M16 when I was in the Navy, and to like get in and out of the Humvee with this,
Yeah.
with the basically a javelin, you're like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, I had an M16. Yeah, I deployed with my M16. I did all my shit overseas with an M16. Like, I don't think it's really that bad. I mean, if you get used to it, you get used to it. But you're gonna run into stuff. Like, that's gonna happen.
Yeah, just
Yeah, you're always gonna
short
hit things.
Short stock it. I mean, just you.
I mean,
get
since it's already a
sidearm.
Frankenstein.
Yeah, you might as well
well.
just put if you want to be super clever, you could just put like a buffer tube and a Car 15 stock on it and call it a Canadian,
yeah.
call it a Canadian C7 if you want.
That works.
There you go.
That's what I did
actually
because
a good,
it's hilarious.
it's a good
Great idea.
Go
I've
for it.
never used an M16, so my input, like, my first airsoft gun was an M4. That's all I got. I used a SCAR for a while, and that was longer, and I did okay, but I hit shit too. So,
I just break stuff though.
You're
Get
going to
it.
bang into stuff regardless.
but like,
Yeah, you're gonna run into stuff with a pistol
Yeah.
even, so.
I feel like if he already has his Frankenstein gun that he obviously loves so much, like he said, why
Yeah.
not just do
Yeah,
what
just
you
change-
said?
Change the stock out. That's what
Yeah.
I would do. That's probably the easiest thing to do.
Yeah.
Cheapest. It's only like probably $40 worth of parts.
Yeah, definitely. And you can
Do
probably
it.
find one from a buddy. Like, hey man, do you have a stock? Like,
Yeah.
everyone has buddies that have just stocks.
Just crap laying around.
Yeah.
like,
Oh, you mean
Yeah.
this one? Yeah, that's exactly
do you
what
have a
I
buffer
mean.
tube?
Boneyard.
Yeah.
You gotta-
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's one.
Go for it.
Okay. Looks like a small one. Yeah.
There you go.
Thoughts? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, ga. Thought on the new Gen 2 Wolverine Infernos. Is it possible to upgrade my Gen 1? Is it worth it?
So that's a thing for us. We recently went to the Wolverine Airsoft new product release and tech class.
Oh, so you have good info on this.
So we have one of the pre-production Gen 2 Infernos floating around in our office. So actually, it's in my gun right now. Actually,
Yeah.
I switched it out and put it in my gun. It's super cool, and they actually have a kit that they're releasing that, as of this video, should already be up on our website. It's floating around somewhere in there.
In the abyss of
There's
product.
a kit floating.
That you can
Find
literally
it.
take an
on
original
it.
Wolverine S&P, a Wolverine Inferno Gen 1, and take the whole front end off and put the Gen 2 front end on it. Comes with all the parts, so
Yeah.
you can just update it from there. It takes all the same electronics and solenoids. You don't have to switch any of that crap out. It's just a front end drop. I really like it. I think it's cool.
Long
That's
story
it.
short, yeah,
shoots
shoots
good.
really well.
It shoots really good.
Yeah.
It shoot good.
It shoots so good. I don't know.
It shoots the BBs.
Straight lines.
Oh, it's
goes
Magic
up.
Toaster. Anthony, if you had to buy another real steel pistol, how many high points would you buy?
Well, if I had to buy a real steel pistol and it had to be high points.
How many
the,
would you
the
buy?
amount of high points I could buy with the money that I would use on a good pistol, I could get at least like 10.
One
It's a
for each
salient high
finger.
point.
I could have all of the high
5-point
points.
fingers.
Well, I mean, because you're never going to finish the magazine, so you need to carry at least 2 of them on you. Because you'll never finish out your first mag. They'll jam and break, so you'll have to throw it and then pull another one.
Regun.
What if he's the
Regun.
same kid that asked if somebody was going to make an airsoft high point?
I don't think it was, but
You're
he's
like, it'll
definitely latching
function.
onto that sarcasm.
It'd be funny
like
if it was like a good replica to like the functionality of a high
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, it purposely, like, it had a feature where it would just auto break, and you just be like, oh,
It's
Never
so
finish
realistic.
it comes hydro dipped in $100 bills. Like, yes. Oh, fucking thank God. That would be the perfect high point. It actually probably worked better than the real one. Sawmill Airsoft, what would you recommend for a rucksack backpack for a Milsim noob? Thanks in advance.
Just go to Big Five and just find something like.
I would say just an old school Alice pack.
That's what I
Or
still
that,
run.
yeah.
Yeah.
I still run it. You can get it for like
Well, I
40
mean-
bucks with a frame.
True. I don't know.
As
I
long
mean,
as you can
there's-
pack very compactly. I'm not good at that. I need something a little
Yeah.
larger.
I think the Big Five stuff is fine. I mean, it's more comfortable than the Alice frame stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to look Milsim and look the part, yeah, the
Yeah.
Alice is the way to go. But if you want comfort, which is think about how much weight you're going to be lugging around on that thing, you definitely
Yeah.
want it to be comfy.
Yeah, you could go get just a normal backpacking backpack from, like, REI or
Yeah, just
Yeah.
get a black
Dick's,
one.
something like that.
That's what we did.
That's what my first one was. It was just an outdoors backpacking backpack because I needed more space and I like to be a little more comfortable for carrying all that stuff because I guess I'm a pussy. I don't know. But I like to be comfortable, so I got that.
Here come the hashtag.
Oh no. I'd
All
make
right.
sense.
Wow, what a surprise. Someone making fun of me. Weird. That never happens.
Really? You made fun of him?
No.
Airsofters are the nicest people, I thought.
I do like the rucksack though, man. $40, man. You can't
Yeah.
really beat that.
Yeah.
True.
If you have a spine, you think you can handle
If
it?
you
Because a lot of
have-
dudes
They're
can't handle it. That's the
airsofters.
thing. A lot of them are airsofters for sure. They can't handle it.
Yeah, well, I mean, or just people that don't want to carry it.
I mean, be comfy. I mean, I have a Tactical Tailor, like, nice backpack.
I have
so,
a tactical.
like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't run a rucksack.
Right.
My spine can't. No.
I have a tactical
I'm good.
Tailor Raider, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I'm definitely an asshole about that. Sorry.
Brett Smith, 62. Which would you guys run? Tippmann M4 with the CO2 mag or the Wolverine Wraith?
Well, have you ran either of them?
No. So I'm gonna say
Take a shot in the dark. Which would you like more?
I mean, I would probably go with just the Wolverine Wraith because the CO2 mag.
I would run this. I would run the Tippmann because you would have the recoil and all of that. It would be cool and fun, and
I just
as,
want to take.
as long as I've got money to burn on CO2,
Basically.
then it'd be
I just want
fun.
to take that mag out. Oh shit.
Well, the best part about the Tippmann is if you load a fresh one in and you have to eject it immediately, it'll like launch it across the room.
Oh, exciting!
Some kid, like when they first came out,
super cool speed reload.
yeah, literally will eject it. Some kid did a video of it and he forgot to put the BBs in the mag. He was so excited to film the video, he's like locks it in. He's like, oh. Shoots across his backyard.
Wow.
To me, that's cool,
Yeah, it's funny.
but it's a waste.
Yeah,
Might be a
totally.
little dangerous.
Like going back to the other kid's question, I would totally probably run the Gen 2 Inferno. Like seeing that thing shoot last weekend,
Yeah, man, it shoots pretty
it
bonkers.
shoot good.
The Wraith, like we have a pre-production one. It's cool. I'd like to see what the actual production one is like, so that way I can actually compare and contrast them a little better. I could say that with the current one, with a 14.5 barrel, you can get about 200 rounds out of one CO2, but then you get to keep your standard magazines, your hop-ups, and all that stuff. You don't have to do that. But with the Tippmann, you get recoil.
Yeah.
So what's important? I guess it's what's more
Realism.
important to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of.
Yeah. I mean, if you wanted to go straight, like, ease of use, I would get the Wraith. Just because, like, it's going to perform consistently and you won't launch your mag into your neighbor's backyard.
Yep.
Is it my
Right.
turn?
Yep.
Good one, good one, good one.
Noticing a theme with a lot of HPA questions.
It's kind of what we do.
Yeah.
Luke PRTR. Sistema recoil shock opinions.
That's a thing. Yeah. You didn't know that?
Did
Huh?
he just mash two things together?
No, that's a thing. Sistema stopped production on their current PTWs and they're retooling to release a recoil shock. Rumors, anyways.
So
rumors.
he wants
rumors.
opinions about a thing I
That doesn't
just
exist
now
yet.
found out about.
It does not-
What's your opinion?
What's your opinion of this thing that no one has seen
Let
yet?
me guess. It's $1,400 and breaks within 2 months.
Oh.
But I still love it because it was $1,400.
You have to love
You
it.
have to
because
love it because you spent $1,400.
You can't
Yeah.
afford to hate it. Like,
Yeah.
I will say if they can make
I say get 3 Marui recoil shocks.
yeah for the price you could probably get one Sistema for.
Yeah.
Get 3 of those. Those are really cool.
No, I
like
think
those.
that's cool if they're doing it because it's slightly more along the lines of the more traditional, reliable gearbox, but they're going to try and put a recoil system into it, so that could be good or horrendous.
I don't know. I have a feeling that it's going to be same old standard PTW stuff, but with some kind of recoil system, which means it's going to
can't
catch on
function
fire
when
in your
it's
hands.
open.
Yeah.
Or
You can't
get-
let it.
shine a
You
light
can't
on
get it in. You can't get light on the inside of it like a gremlin. You can't feed it after midnight. Like
If you breathe on it wrong, it gets water
it
damage.
gets wet and it multiplies. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's
Yeah,
like,
all those electronic recoil things to me are too gimmicky because
Yeah.
they just
They
it
break
do-
too
they-
easy.
The recoil just doesn't feel the same. It just
No.
feels like there's a shake weight on your arm.
Yeah. That's a good
oh, this
comparison.
was not worth it.
Cool.
Just tell kids to get the
Realism.
Tippmann and pretend the bolt release works.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the Marui ones though. Those don't suck, and you could get 3 of those for the price of one Sistema. So
Basically.
Great advice.
break it, throw it on the ground, grab your
James
other one.
German. Hey guys, love the show. You guys talk about different gear groups. Where do I find the best gear groups that have not been shut down yet? And what are their names?
Well, first of all, you
Oh,
have to
man.
not find groups with guns in them because those are the ones that get shut down.
Is this for like finding
Probably
stuff?
like Facebook
or?
is what
For
he's
like,
talking.
yeah.
I mean, if he's talking
Facebook
about gear, the
gear
gear
class.
groups don't really get shut down. It's
Yeah,
just they got
'cause they
shut
don't
down
have
because
firearms
they
in
had
them.
airsoft guns in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the
Um,
airsoft ones.
It depends what you're looking for. Are you looking for
Right.
like airsoft gear or really expensive cool guy stuff? Because there's groups for everything.
I like the
Or
cool
like-
guy gear group because you can get some legit stuff in there for cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, it's always funny watching like when airsofters float in and try to sell like their Condor MOHPC and just get smoked by dudes.
Yeah, they
that's
just
always
get
pretty
they get
entertaining.
eaten alive by those dudes.
Does
I
my
mean,
Condor
But this,
soft-
he might be
soft
that
count?
guy. He might be like, I'm trying to sell my ammo.
Well, then don't do that. Like,
Go to one of the gear groups that has airsoft in the name, or some. Like, remember when the Facebook stuff happened? Everybody tried to change the names.
Change
like
all their names.
Airgat or like the Bird Watchers. That group is on like Gen 4 right
this
now.
is
or
my
something.
this is my camping enthusiasm group,
Yeah.
and this is where I
Yeah.
sell all of my fully automatic tent pole launchers. It's like, oh my god,
Because
Yeah.
Facebook doesn't know that you were previously in
science and shit. Oh damn, I got the
Tricked
other
Come on,
one.
man. You better
Oh
read
my
fast.
god.
Holy moly!
All right,
We
we're
just
good.
answered this
selected
guy.
it.
This
You
guy
should-
got back in again. Nice job, man. You
should
made it
axe
twice.
that.
Take a deep breath.
All right, this is Magic Toaster again. Hey, Amped, I was wondering about your thoughts about the future of HPA guns. Would you like to see more realistic pew machines like the Tippmann or the Daytona, or would you think they're unnecessary for BBwarz, so you just want more advancements in the Polar Star Wolverine department? He owns a Tippmann, a Daytona, a Fusion engine, an F1, and a Bolt. I do love them all for their own niches. As a veteran, he's an 11 Bravo, bang bang, Pogue life. Pogue life. I got 3 hots in a cot. I love the realism for inexpensive training with the Daytona gun, with the closest to recoil and 90% real steel parts. I just wish the trigger mechanism was okay. Sorry, man, this is really long. I'm just going to skip to the end.
It's really long.
You selected it.
So what would you like to see different in the world of HPA, and what qualities would you like in a gun if you were to design one? High point for life. See, this is our high point guy.
That's that dude.
And Haji's called her
Well,
hits.
I know
That's racist.
We've answered this a bunch of times. What would you guys like? Long story short, what would be your ideal kind of BBwarz gun?
I would like to see
If it was HPA powered, but
I would like to see
Regardless,
more advancement into like the Tippmann and Daytona stuff.
Like recoil
Yeah,
that
recoil.
doesn't break.
mechanical, so basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mechanical.
Yeah.
So the Tippmann is great. They just, I don't know. I haven't fielded one yet. I've shot it a bunch. It's great. Daytona, pretty on point with the realism, but you shoot that thing like 5 times and then you're
You're
gonna
chopping
something
BBs or-
something breaks in it and you have
Yeah.
to.
I know Daytona gun dudes get super butt mad when I say this, but I've never seen one work for like an extended period
Yeah.
of time.
I've
So-
never seen
I've
one
ne-
last a whole like
I've never
even a whole
seen one,
day.
like-
Not
like
even a whole
work.
day.
How many times have we jammed Kurtz up? Like a BB would like hook and catch the flash hider, and we pack like 100 rounds into the barrel, and it would just like shotgun them out at one time. It's they're awesome
never seen
systems,
one
but they
work.
don't have they're not mass produced, so the QC, I mean, sorry, is kind of lacking. But then again, they go into so many different systems by so many different people, like it's hard to like make sure that it's a consistently good shooting gun. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm not shit talking them. I like them. They're cool.
Yeah, they're cool. They just,
It's just-
don't work.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of
Well-
money for something that doesn't work
For,
as
for
consistently
3 hours
as you
of
would like
actual
it to.
game time.
And in all honesty, like you run into like a problem with a system like that. So like a real weapon, a real gun only has one source of whatever. It's bullets. That's the only thing that goes away when you shoot it. An AEG or a mechanical HPA gun, you know, that has 2. You have your air supply and you have your BBs, and then, or you have your AEG, which is your battery, and then you have your Polar Stars, which have a battery, an air source, and your BBs. So you have 3 sources of resources you need to keep track of. Me personally, I would love things that can get rid of the electronics, because that's the part on all my Polar Stars I break the most often. I've been through, on my Fusion engine, I've been through 2 FCUs, like 3 trigger boards, and like 6 wire harnesses.
Jeez, what do you do?
Break stuff, I don't know. Like, just,
People are always
I'm
like,
really mean.
Why do you
I
guys
don't break
break
things.
shit all the time?
Are you just like
Just-
taking your gun and
That's how he kills all the rust. That's how he kills all the rust for.
I may have used it at one point to hammer a tent stake in. That's maybe it happened once or twice.
When we're like actually out playing, it's not an airsoft gun. It's just a really weak real rifle that can't actually kill anybody. Like it's treated as such, and that doesn't bide well for a like chintzy airsoft.
that,
gun.
and to be fair,
Yeah.
we do play a lot. Like,
mean,
no,
and-
that's
and
like
the
these
thing is-
guys. Like, we play a lot, and like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
shit just doesn't last very long.
Plus, the thing
Yeah.
is like, because our reviews get kind of in depth, and we hammer on shit, so we kind of have to try and break.
I mean, if it
sometimes,
were up to me, like basically how I would do it is have some sort of CO2 stock that will take regular AEG mags. So when I try to use like a Tippmann, for example, it won't launch the mag out, but it'll still have a realistic bolt function. That would
That'd be cool.
That would be
cool.
me. That would be
Yeah.
me. Because I don't want any
High five.
electronics. Long range
Yeah.
high five.
Hey, cool.
Like I don't want any electronics. I break that stuff too easy.
I wish full
totally
auto
okay
in
with
general
that.
would be broken.
Tell us how you really feel.
I hate full auto.
What up, Rip Kid? Oh, sorry.
That's you, bro.
Is that a West
Oh,
West
me?
Coast sore subject?
Oh, no,
Rip
like
Kid.
Whatever. God. Every quarter, someone is getting ripped by like a P-Star in SoCal. It's just a new one every quarter.
Well, the thing is like out here, it was really big paintball culture on the East Coast, and so when everybody started switching to Polar Stars, like the East Coast already had like all the rule sets in place at various fields to
Yeah.
kind of like accommodate like these new guns. West Coast really didn't.
No, we
have
got
that.
everyone got the technology and was like, "Oh my god!"
What's what I mean is like, yeah, the East Coast kind of did all the legwork, and then they finally made it out west, and they're like, oh, cool, I'm just gonna leave it there.
Yeah, like there's
yeah.
not they're not used to the rule sets. Like all the paintball fields are like super in depth. Like okay, rounds per second limiters and like
Yeah.
FCU locks, and because they're used to dealing with this crap of paintballers who do all of the same shit. Only they shoot 50 caliber paintballs at each other instead of
Just
6
I like to
BBs.
legally hurt people.
So
That's those
Airsoft
people.
just hurts emotions.
sadness. I think, like I said, I think it's your turn,
Yeah.
bro.
Oh, it is? Okay.
It's your turn, bro.
Pick another big one, because
No.
we obviously filter everything.
X Ever Ready X. Hey Amped, I was wondering about reputation in BBwarz. I'm sure everyone knows a person or field that is associated with bad things. Anthony mentioned it is somewhat in his segment. Mentioned
last
it
one,
somewhat in his segment, but can you repair a bad reputation in Airsoft? That's a good
I wonder
question.
if he's. That's actually a very.
That's a
I think
good-
that stemmed off of my talk the last episode where I was
okay.
like, everything you do on the internet is permanent. Don't act like an asshole because someone will find it and
The internet
remember
is
that you're an
written in.
asshole.
It
Yeah.
is an
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
yeah.
if you delete it, it is screenshot somewhere on Randy Hill's phone, and he will post it later. for
And you will say no
reps.
underneath it.
Yes.
Yeah. As for repairing a reputation, I mean, I think it just depends on the severity of what you did and where it was presented. Mm-hmm.
And how sincere you are about repairing it.
Yeah.
That's a really good question.
I mean, because there's some people who don't care,
yeah,
and they
there's some
seem to be
people-
functioning still.
Yep,
Like,
they don't care. They did it.
Don't care.
Let's see here.
I feel like we all have
That's
certain
what I
people in our
think.
minds, and it's just like a lot of people. But
I
like,
can think of a lot
this
of
person
people.
did this person fucked these people over, this
Yeah,
person just
man.
fucked this person over. I'm like,
I think
Well.
it would take a really long time for anyone to trust you at all whatsoever.
I think so in this community because so much of it spreads by mouth. Like, so many people hear it third party or fourth party.
Well,
then
it's
they
also
just
very
assume
niche.
that
It's also a very
Yeah.
niche hobby where it's not very big.
no,
There's not like billions of people doing this.
like
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
like
so like word travels fast. It's like
even
living in a
all
small
the way
town
out
high
here,
school,
we
dude.
like we even get questions about like SC Village and stuff. It's like I've never been there, probably never will. Like, and we get questions about like what's
it's like, are you flying me?
what's all this crap going on out there? Like, what do you feel about their new HPA rules? And I'm like, I don't. I
Doesn't
mean,
affect us here.
They're doing it over there. I'm sorry.
I think honestly, in order to repair a reputation in Airsoft, you would actually, since our community is so small and since it spreads so quickly by word of mouth, you would have to physically like repair it in person with tons and tons
Yeah,
of people.
you would have to go out
and it
and
would take
spread
a
the
long
word.
time. Like it would
Yeah.
be you having to physically go and talk to people all over the country
Yeah.
in order to fix it.
Even that, would
In my
still,
opinion.
People would still be
there's
like,
still, you would
There-
never,
you
would
you'll
never
never
get
rid of
out.
the stigma. The
You would,
stigma's
you would
gone.
still. Well,
Yeah.
the big
You'll
thing
still
also
have
is
it.
that like you got to think of like because this hobby is happening now. If this hobby had happened like 30 something years ago, where the
Pre-internet.
internet didn't exist and your dirty deeds had not just lived on YouTube forever, like
20 people didn't record it on their
yeah,
camera.
like it would be a lot easier for you to fix that shit. But like you mess up now, like everybody's got you, man.
Yeah.
Everybody's got you.
yep.
Unless you're Hillary, I guess.
The princess of
Delete.
control alt
Now,
delete.
I know this show is not very good and we say a lot of dumb shit, but we stay out of politics. No, we don't.
Control alt believe, man.
Oh.
Okay,
Troll
cool.
King of deletions.
Edward Zero Laser. Hi, Matt. Whoop. Wait, I know who you are.
Ouch.
Hi, Matt.
Oh.
Dang.
We're picking on a 7 right here.
Would you trade gear for German beer and 3 or 5 color Flecktarn? Where
Another
did you
German
get the
guy.
don't poop on me or the don't step on the snick patch from? Have a good time and thanks for the show. Hashtag Poped, hashtag German beer, hashtag German Flecktarn, hashtag Lush Russian, hashtag even for Germans.
Okay, so
Would you trade
Tactical Outfitters, they got the I just call it the Poosden flag.
the Poos and
It's
flag?
don't
Yeah,
poo
I
on
think
me.
we have a better marketing for their patch than
Yeah,
they do.
and then our buddy Zach Bruce, he's gonna yell at me because he's gonna get like a bunch of Instagram followers right now. He
Oh,
got
no.
me the no step on Sneck patch.
Okay,
They're both these
okay.
heinous yellow ones, and dudes keep seeing those, and they want them really bad. I'm like, are they rare? I don't.
You
know.
can make those yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a hard
Exactly.
thing. It is a poorly drawn snake.
I'm surprised
if you
I-
can't make
I
a
just want
stick
the one
figure
that says
snake,
fuck off.
It's
That's the one I want.
a squiggle and says "fuck off." That's the
Yeah.
one I want.
yeah,
So I'm
that
getting
is
there.
not a hard patch to make.
So
But the Poosden flag makes me smile. I like
the Poosden you can get from Tactical Outfitters. The other one I don't know. But I got to hold on to those because Zach got that for me, and he's a really good battle boot getting patches. But if you want to like send some German beer here, that'd be cool. I won't say no to that.
No, man.
And I don't know how I feel about Flecktarn sometimes. There's like
whatever
so
about
many
it.
variants of it that
Give me the desert stuff.
I would the Tropentarn. I'd
Yeah,
like
the
that,
Tumblr is cool.
Give me the desert stuff. That stuff's cool.
What we got?
The dude in one of the NATO groups who just posted like a 3-minute video of him just going because he's opening up his packages and it's all cry.
Oh, it's all cry.
It's all cry Flecktarn. And he's just like,
God.
and he's just like ripping the boxes open and just like looking at the tags and just like making
Speaking of your best friend,
hyperventilating noises for
Hillary.
like 3 minutes straight.
Kyle Recker. How do you guys feel about the recent visit to Team Wendy made by Hillary Clinton?
Ooh.
I thought this was dead like a month ago.
I know.
Do
Yeah,
you
this
still
is kind of
support
a little
Wendy?
topic.
Do you think that people are being too hard on them? I've heard people have almost halted buying their helmets for this reason. I still think about getting one. Hope it makes it into the show. Thanks. Yeah, I do support Wendy because that whole thing got way blown out of proportion.
To be fair,
I
Hillary's
agree.
a crappy
I agree.
person.
So
She's a crappy person.
what
right?
happened?
Yeah.
Long story short, Team Wendy, based out of Cleveland, Ohio, which is really close to where Anthony and I are from.
It's where we grew up. It's our backyard.
If you don't know who they are, they're basically kind of like in second place to OpsCore in making helmets. They don't only make tactical helmets; they make search and rescue helmets.
Well, they got their start
skiing,
doing
all sorts of
sporting
stuff.
goods.
Yeah.
That's how they got their start.
The
guy-
owner's daughter died from a
sporting
traumatic
injury.
brain injury from skiing.
Yep.
Hence, Team Wendy is his daughter's name. Their biggest thing is working on making the best helmet to protect people's dome pieces from traumatic brain injuries and things of that nature. And they've come up with some of the most comfortable and protective helmets I've ever seen. I personally love mine, and it's the standard bump. I know a lot of dudes love their ballistic and the carbon fibers and all the other ones. So basically, they announced that Hillary on her presidential nonsense tour was going to be stopping by and they were just going to talk shop. We have to realize that Team Wendy wants a government contract because they want to be able to supply the military with a really good helmet.
A helmet that is far superior to all of the standard helmets. that-
Yeah, like
that
would you
we
have
get
rather
issued.
had like a Team Wendy like ballistic compared to like a standard Pasgad or something?
Yeah,
Probably.
which- yeah, anyone would be like, yeah, I would like something
Yeah.
upgraded.
So, I the way I view it is that they had basically a PR fuck up, and then all the two heirs went ape shit on it because like they can't figure the internet out too well. So they basically announced that Hillary was visiting, and everybody took that as like, oh my god, they're endorsing her, they're giving her money for her account and all this stuff.
It's
So
the political Game of Thrones, man. Like, you gotta.
I think it was nonsense of what happened, of like all these people just like berating their social media. All this nonsense.
people
of, like,
attacking
not
people
buying their
just selling
stuff.
them used.
It's all dudes that
Yeah.
buy. It's all dudes that buy their stuff but don't actually need it. They don't actually go
Yeah.
into things where they're going to be in harm's way. They're not the guys that like need the ballistic helmet or need the search and rescue helmet. All those dudes just have them because
Yeah.
that's what they need.
Because it's the best helmet.
And the best part,
or
you
that's
saw,
what they got.
Yeah,
like-
or that's
yeah.
what they got.
And the best part was, did you see? This will probably stir some jimmies. Brian Clarkson shared it. He went through. There's a website that shows you who donates to who.
Yep, 'cause they're required
and
to
the company that
disclose
owns
that now.
OpsCore donated $5,000 to Hillary's campaign. I was like,
Oops.
Uh-oh.
nobody noticed.
But-
So
To that, I thought they overreacted too.
Oh,
I
totally.
thought it was kind of ridiculous because one, they were just talking to her. You'd have no idea what they're talking about.
yeah, they didn't.
And then
they didn't post like, "Hey, we're voting for her," so
Yeah.
she's going to physically be in our warehouse.
yeah, and then two, you shouldn't buy products based off of someone's political beliefs. I don't think. I think you should buy a product if it's good.
Yeah. If
Like,
it's the best that it is.
why would it, like, I'm going to buy a really terrible helmet that won't protect my head because I like this presidential candidate? That makes no sense.
This is America. If you think your money's going to the right source, it probably is.
Words.
Yep. Word.
Yeah.
Wake up, sheeple.
Soylent Green is made of people. 3%ers.
Wow, that got serious.
I tore apart
was
the
fun.
Second Amendment guy that posted a question on the last video.
Oh, what did he tell us? Like,
He's
stop
like,
playing.
he's
your
like, stop
stupid
playing with
game.
toy guns. They're coming for your rights. And I'm just like,
You need to prepare for the real thing. And like, what is the real thing? Zombies?
zombies? What are we? What's happening? It's America. It's even if it gets bad, it's still a lot better than a lot of places on the planet.
Oh yeah.
Let's just be
oh,
fair.
Got you on that one.
yeah.
Well,
Like-
a short one. You probably will.
What's up, brother? Are you ready for the revolution?
Basically.
We'll go for the middle.
Aw.
Jake Stainart, sorry if this is long, but I'm stuck. In a way, I feel Milsim is a really cool thing. However, I also think it's a bit childish to play pretend. I mean, why not just go out and join?
How many times do we get this question?
I love Airsoft,
This question.
but I get this feeling sometimes that it's just too much. Do you guys feel this way ever? And if you did, how would you handle it? All right, so full disclosure, him and I were both in the actual military.
Yeah.
I was in the actual military before I ever airsofted. Did you?
I was an airsofter. I actually was kind of at that level where I was like, why don't I, like, I should join. Like, I want to do this for real. Did it for real and then was like, wow, this is really horrible. Like, this sucks. And then I got out and I went back to Airsoft because I was like, oh, this is much funner.
It's much funner to just kind of play pretend about how bad it sucks for like a few hours, and then you're like, woo, Applebee's. Like,
exactly. Like, hey, you guys want to go hang out after the game? Cool. I don't have to bury my friends.
You're not real Russians.
Yeah. You're not real Russians. We can hang out. Like for the people that think that way, just remember, it's a game. We're just trying to have fun.
Your level of like ridiculousness that you want to put into it is on a sliding scale compared to someone else's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, we all went full retard. Like, that's just what we did.
Yeah.
Like, we all
It was
went all
by
the way to
choice.
the max.
By choice, went full retard because it was like, this is fun. This is how much fun I want to be into Airsoft. I'm gonna go full blown.
40 hours to go run around.
It took me a while to get to that point. Like,
some.
I thought I kind of felt the same way when I first, like, for instance, when I first heard about Milsim West, I was like, that's a little extreme. I don't know if that was really for me. And then I went to a game and I was like, this is fun.
It's like a camping trip with BB guns.
Yeah, and then
Warren is literally harvesting Milsim.
And then I like dove into the black hole.
This year's crops were good.
Yeah. I've never wanted to join the military. I would much rather not worry about me or my friends dying on a regular basis. So that's why I didn't join the military. That might be a little.
I'm one of those kind of guys that like I always kind of wanted to join the military, but I also thought in the back of my head like the purpose of joining the military for me. So a lot of dudes are like super pro America, and I'm not like anti America. I love America, but like my main thing was that my parents were like, we can't help you with school.
Yeah.
Like
That's
we can't.
That's a good reason to join.
We can't help you with school. So like, I was always going to be in the military, but it was because I needed it. It provided an outlet for me to get the things I needed to like move on with the rest of the stuff I want to do with my life. So I have moments where like I have a problem where people are like playing pretend too hard. I mean, every once in a while, but then I have to rein it in and realize that it's, as much as it's my hobby, it's also their hobby, and they can enjoy it however they want.
Yeah, their slider went way off to
their slider fell off, and like maybe someone picked it up and just like set it on top. Like, I don't know, like it's not some of it's not my thing. Mm-hmm. I do kind of tend to have issues with certain people doing certain stuff, but at the end of the day, like they're not hurting anybody. Like,
we're all
We're all gonna go home and go back to the real world and whatever.
Play Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whatevs.
You go, man.
Why don't you just join instead of playing Call of Duty?
Yeah, why don't you just join it instead of playing Airsoft? Be like, wait, what? No.
All the firearm people do the exact same thing, except they're just shooting at steel targets.
This is
the
something.
funniest thing, if you ever want to throw
GMR.
them off, is like just. Have you ever shot at a moving target or while you're moving? And that throws so many of them off.
Paul said the most intelligent thing about this, as much you people want to hate on GMR, Paul Roniro said like the most important thing about this I ever heard. He's like,
it's buried in 40 somewhere.
It's buried in episode 40 somewhere. He was basically like, everybody who's super pro gun but anti-airsoft has never gone out and actually had to deal with another aggressive person that is there to kill them. So it's really easy to shoot it back. It's like he does paper shoot back, basically, was what he's saying. He's like, it's really easy to theory craft about how you'll do in a situation when you never ever get put in that situation.
Yeah.
It's a lot different to actually practice it.
Yeah.
He's like, that's why I will always play Airsoft, is because it always forces me to come up with solutions to stupid problems that I put myself in.
And you can do it on a regular basis. You can't do sim training outside in the woods with long range.
You can try, but you're going to waste a lot of money.
Well, yeah,
just light your wallet on
and they're
fire.
only accurate for like 30 feet.
Oh,
So
good game. See you later, wallet.
Bye.
Airsoft's more accurate.
Oops.
Your
Your go, Jet.
But that's a good one. That's a good one. Good job.
Yeah.
belt.
Oh, no.
no.
Why do I keep getting these novels?
Well, don't grab them.
Okay.
Just don't grab the giant pieces of paper.
Edward
The
Enriquez.
problem
Hey,
is,
Amp.
we have a lot of foreigners, and so they type out these long ones because they have a mostly okay grasp of English. So then there's a lot of extra words that just don't need to be there.
There's been some drama recently down in the NC Airsoft community and wanted your input. The owner of the local indoor field here. Oh, I know what this is.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, I don't.
It's the cool combat
We
incident.
heard this
Yeah,
story.
yeah. Here has some fairly bad feedback from the players. What has basically happened is that the owner and staff have been very partial to the regulars and allowing them leeway in chronoing with lower BBs and
Oh,
letting
this
them
is different.
use higher gram BBs, hence more injuries and jewel creep. Also, the refs always defend their friends and regulars when they cheat and they don't enforce the rules. Basically, it's favoritism toward
Favoritism
the
at a
Yeah,
indoor field.
yeah. Okay, this is not the thing that I thought it was, but that was also something bad that stems out of cool combat. But anyway, we'll just talk about this because this can relate more to the overall community.
Yeah.
And this happens.
It happens in
Frequently.
SoCal. It happens
Yeah.
Happens
everywhere.
locally here. It happens
Yeah.
everywhere that people
Yeah.
play BB guns and they make friends.
Yeah. So the problem is that you've got a field, then you've got the regulars that frequent the field. The regulars make friends with everyone at the field, and then there's a lot of bias toward the regulars, and in a way it ruins anyone new coming into that community or field. So
Yeah.
The problem is field owners will be they'll be biased to their regulars because they're like, these people are here every week, they're supporting us.
Spend money.
And they're spending money. But they don't realize that if you're catering to them constantly, it doesn't allow for anyone new to come in. And eventually those regulars are going to move on. They may move, something else may happen, and your regular crowd is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller, and you're not going to have anyone to come in and replace them, and so that field is going to eventually die. So that's probably what will happen to that field
Pretty
if they continue to
straightforward,
cater to regulars.
Yeah, nope, I've
Like,
seen,
you can't.
I've seen it happen.
They
You
only
just
they
can't.
only see right here. They
Yeah.
don't see what's way out here
Yeah.
in front of them.
Yep.
You'll gradually just run out of people.
Because I could honestly say that I've seen more fields close than any other part of like paintball or airsoft. Because I used to paintball too. Like combat sports, I guess we can call them. But like I've seen more
Wargaming.
fields, wargaming, more fields or event hosts or whatever close than I've ever seen retailers close.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like it's just because stuff like that happens. You play favoritism with people.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's a huge problem.
And it drives away all your new business.
So for all you business owners out there that own fields, don't cater to your regulars. I mean, be friendly to them and stuff, but look at the big picture. Look at the long run.
You got to be open to new ideas and not get
Yeah.
trenched in old stuff, because that'll bog you down.
Yep.
Yep.
With a,
We're
I don't
still
know how I
here.
still have a job. Whee!
Well, we said a bunch of dumb shit last week, and it's still here.
We're still here. Yes.
Anthony DePascal.
We always depass.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I'd ruin
Yeah.
every poor child's name that posts
Okay.
anything on these videos.
Hey guys.
Like a 30-year-old.
I
Yeah, probably
know
there.
that the Northeast of the United States is a hard place to have large-scale Milsim, but why does MSW try to look into having a game in the Northeast? I think they mean why don't they? I know I would love to see that as well as many other guys. I think that somewhere in the boondocks of Vermont or New Hampshire that Lord Warren would be able to find a great place to play. Keep up the good work and greetings from an unfree state.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
because
New
I had
York.
yeah, because I was talking about how like in a free state we can just go buy guns and just go have fun. Like we don't have to like get licenses or go do stupid shit.
I'm
I don't know
sure-
what that's like. I've lived
I
in
could go buy-
California for so long.
Yeah, man, I was like, I could go to a gun store and just like, hey, I want that AR-15. They're like, okay, cool, here you go. Would you like any mags with that? I'm like, yeah, all of them. Like,
Would you like explosive bullets?
yeah, what do you plan on destroying? I'm like, everything. Like,
Sweet, we've got those bullets here. They're on sale.
Home defense.
home defense.
Um,
The thing with Warren is he's explained it to me before, is
Yeah.
that he has like a whole like spreadsheet matrix like
Yeah.
thing that they
like
use.
possible fields.
Yeah, where
Oh,
they
yeah.
use to find venues, and it has to fit like there has to be so much population in that area. It has to be away from so many other event venues and so far away from their own event, so that way it won't pull from one or the other.
Also, like local ordinances have to be
Local
okay with
laws
like
have to
blank
be okay
fire,
with blank
pyro,
fire,
loud
yeah.
noises,
Which is the hardest part of the
Yeah.
whole thing,
Yeah.
is getting that stuff approved.
so
so
he's
it's,
got a whole. He like tried to explain it to me, and I was just like, oh yeah, totally.
So
it's a lot of criteria.
Yeah.
He has definitely looked.
No,
it's
yeah,
just
'cause
that he hasn't quite found a usable field yet, I would assume.
He's definitely looked already
Yeah.
at places in the Northeast, so they're not looking. That's what I can tell you about it.
Yeah.
They're looking, but
I'm
he's-
sure it will happen at some point.
At some
honestly.
point, we'll get one out there. I
Yeah.
can't say when.
They just have to meet the right people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, keep in mind too, like we all travel to these things as well. Like you might be like, oh man, I have to drive 2 hours. Like
Or 6 or
Yeah,
I'm
10.
gonna
always-
have to, I'm gonna
8
have to
hours
fly
is
for
like-
TKI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so you guys have to fly. That one's actually close to our house, but
Yeah.
like
8 hours is like nothing for us to just hop in the van, like, well,
Yeah,
there
hop
in
goes
the
that
truck.
entire day of driving.
yeah,
But
like
that's,
so
yeah.
like Copperhead is coming up for us, and that's a 10-hour drive. We're gonna make that drive, Leah and I,
Yeah.
to go to Copperhead.
Well, that also comes from like me and him being okay with that because in Ohio originally, no matter where you lived, to go to a game, you had to drive at least 2.5 hours to get to go play. Like just for an open play. Like there was like
So
you just,
you're like 5 hours for a whole weekend. Whee!
wee, fuck it. Like, we don't care. Like let's go.
Worth
do
it, worth.
Yeah. You might have to travel. Save your pennies.
There's one in Georgia. At least you're on the right half of this country. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
And
Last one.
still time.
Encore plays. Tempted to get a new plate carrier, and I'm pretty sure I should be getting a small sized one. However, I'm stuck between the JPC 0300S, Samapo NCPC. I don't have the money for the real CPC. No one does. I'm going to be using my D3CR and flat pack on either of the plate carriers. My question is, what would be better in the long run? The NCPC looks like it would be the most comfortable, but the JPC and 0300S would probably fit better. Whew.
Get an MLPC.
You can put everything
Couldn't even
on
finish
that.
it. Couldn't even hold it in.
I would honestly, I'm assuming you're looking at the real JPC. That is going to be the highest end one you'd want to get. The thing I always try to tell people if they're asking us about multiple different things, it's not like this is between like the JPC and the JPC 2.0. This is about like 3 completely different plate
Yeah.
carriers. My thing is if you have the money, buy top dollar. If you don't like it, take care of it, resell it for basically almost that. Like things, you have to remember, like in this community, things like Cry and stuff like that kind of hold their resale value oddly.
Also, I would like to point out that if you're using a D3CR, none of those plate carriers are really super compatible with that type of setup with the Quasim
Yeah.
clips. If you want to save some money and get something that you can get in your size with an elastic cummerbund, I would look at the Ferro Concept Slickster. Personally,
Yeah,
it's,
and then
you
if,
just
you,
couple
if
it
you're not
on.
running an HPA gun where you don't need a back panel, that you can just run a normal backpack if you need water, get the Slickster. It's only 130 something bucks. It's made by a bunch of really sweet dudes in Canada. It's issued to people. It's a high-end plate carrier. It comes with Quasim clips on it. Super nice.
Yeah. Or if you have this option, go to a store and try all that stuff on.
Yeah, go
Like,
try some.
Yeah.
Go try
Like
some
if
stuff on.
you live close to Amped, I saw
Yeah.
all of that
Yeah,
stuff
exactly.
in
I
the
was
store
gonna say that.
earlier today. Like,
Yeah,
Except for the
that's true.
NCPC.
Yeah, we do have that
Yeah.
stuff, don't we?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
But
Haven't been to
literally-
the store in a while, have you?
Yeah, well, today.
That's what I was surprised about when we were there. I was like, holy cow, they have everything. And it's like, you guys have all of the high end stuff too, which rarely any stores have.
Obviously, if you don't live near a store, that's not going to be an option.
Yeah.
But
And to be fair, like if you see us in an event, like I mean, my stuff probably smells terrible, but like if you want to try it on, you can just ask. I don't
Yeah, that's a good, but not even your stuff.
Yeah.
Anybody, if you see someone that has
Yeah,
a,
just but well, don't.
I do that all the time.
Be
Don't-
friendly, and people will probably let you try it on at least.
Yeah.
yeah.
I do that to
Yeah,
see what
Basically,
works,
if
for sure.
you come up to our booth and make fun of one of the guys running the register, we will totally be friends with you right away.
Oh yeah, make fun of Bauer. Oh Bauer.
But yeah, like
Poor Bauer.
if you're really stuck
Aw.
between those 3, like Anthony said, the NCPC might have the vertical, but the other 2 you're gonna have to get an adapter or just run molly pouches. So
Yeah.
that right there might
The
eliminate those
0300S
2.
is also really cost effective too out of all of those.
Yeah.
And out of all of those, the JPC will be the least comfortable because it's the most minimalist and they're not meant to be comfortable.
Nope.
So yeah,
There's
the 03
there's like no padding in those.
The 0300 would probably be the most comfortable, I would say. So
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. I think we did okay.
that was an okay episode. Did you guys have fun? That's okay.
Yeah,
You probably
yeah.
didn't.
I did.
You're right. It was terrible. Let's get out of here.
It was cool. I want to come back. I
Yeah, we
like being
typically are
able to
pretty
not
chill.
be as PC.
Yeah, isn't that fun?
Yeah, it is.
Don't you like how it's still
fun.
sort of working for us?
I haven't figured it
Fine.
out, but I'm just gonna keep rolling those dice until I get a bad result.
Yeah. Well, you're not.
Oh no, dislikes.
Oh, no.
God.
Oh no! Can't wait to turn.
Oh
in
no, feelings.
I have a lot of feelings, but I'm a girl. We
Yeah.
all do.
Yeah.
We all have a lot of feelings and are a little bit crazy.
Feels
Why don't you let the man do all the talking about the business?
7.
Oh God.
It's like, wow, that comment's really from the 40s, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Let me get back to the kitchen. I'll see you guys later.
It's 2016, dudes. Women can sort
They
of
can do stuff now.
Yeah.
Like they're allowed.
Probably better than you.
Oh.
Or me.
Oh,
Well.
this was fun.
As we spiral out of control.
All right. So anyway, ask your questions down below. Check us out. Subscribe to our stuff. Follow us on Instagram. Follow my Instagram if you want. It's just pretty stupid. There's Matt's too.
I don't ask to have my personal plug, but you just shove yours down there.
Hey man, I'm trying to maintain relevance and up tier. Maybe someday I'll get to be a
Trying to
special.
get to tier 1. He's trying to tier 1.
I'm grasping.
man.
I'm grasping.
How is it up there?
Sucks. You don't want to be too. I wish I could be like.
I'm finding a solid 5 right now.
It's like 3 sounds good. We're good with
Yeah,
that, right?
I would be okay with that. Yeah.
Like enough people know you, but like people don't hound you.
Yeah.
That kid at the store was adorable. He was shaking.
He literally shook
met
when
you?
he
Which
saw
one?
you. Oh my god.
He was
Which
like the
one?
second
There was
or
like 3
third
of them.
one. He was shaking.
Okay.
He was like, I was like, I just was like,
Oh, the blonde. Yeah.
It was
yeah.
adorable.
I was like, oh,
Yeah.
he's super excited.
It's cool. It's cool. It's,
Then one kid came up to me and he goes, "Would you sign my hand?" I was like, "Me? Why? Like, what?"
but don't do that. Don't do that though.
I live off of self-deprecating humor. That's what I do.
I
It
know,
really
but-
it like insults the kids when you do that. I think they're like, did
Yeah.
I
I'm-
ask
I
you,
look-
Anthony?
I look up to you. Oh, I shouldn't. Okay.
You're probably
Oh, he
yeah,
is
probably
actually an
shouldn't.
asshole in person. I thought it's just for show.
Yeah. Don't do that. Just be like, cool, man.
Cool. Right? Nah, maybe I should.
And
do
then when
that.
you
Maybe
get
that's
back, and then get back to us and be like,
We let the kids know too much about the inside of the business.
Oh dear.
Pop, smoke, and bail.
But yeah, anyway, so check us out. Subscribe. Episode 53. Ask your questions down below. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Deuces.
Peace out, guys.